Hi everybody, Victoria here, Victoria Lorient-Faibish, holistic psychotherapist, registered psychotherapist. I'm doing these live ones and I'm excited to be engaging with a lot of you. And you know, the thing about coming to you this way, this is my roots. I mean, these are my roots. I did a lot of videos from 2007 on and on YouTube, and had so many views. And so I realized, you know, I took these breaks because I was writing my books, but man, it's good to get back to my roots and do some great engaging with people. And good morning, everybody. And, you know, this is, I noticed that people really talk about when they're dealing with their struggles, when they're dealing with their experiences, there's something that really shows up, which is, you know, a shift in perspective can be just so powerful when you're talking about things like blame versus responsibility. I mean, they both sort of originate from the same source, a sense of, you know, giving yourself a mea culpa on something, like ooh, I did something wrong, or someone else did something wrong. But the energy with which you engage in that particular discourse is really, really important. For example, if you're blaming yourself, therein lies a perspective of judgment, shame, the big problem, shame, and also therein lies an energy when you're blaming someone else, judgment. And I really believe that what you judge, you can't learn from. Now, if you're discerning versus judging, you can learn from it. But judgment has an energy or a vibration, let's just say, of seeing the thing from a putting it down energy. And when you're putting something down, you are locked in one way of looking at something. You're locked in a perspective of kind of a perspective where you're not looking to be teachable or learn from the experience in any way, shape, or form. So blame is, to me, whether you're blaming yourself or you're blaming another person, I really feel like the blame piece leaves you, I believe, in a very limited perspective, in a limited way of thinking. You are not coming to life with an experience of curiosity, with an intention of curiosity. And to me, curiosity is what's going to get people to the next level in their life, because they become teachable, they become open to lessons, understanding, the arrogance goes down, the student mentality goes up. It's powerful. When you drop the judgment, when you drop the shame, when you drop the blame, you start to actually learn from the events of life. And I'm just so pleased that people are tuning in, because I know that these are topics that people really want to kind of discourse about. And please feel free to ask questions or to engage when I'm on. And I'm going to try and be on in the mornings around this time. What time is it right now? Yeah, it's around 8:45. So today I came at it early. I was up and at 'em. It's kind of sort of a snowy day out there in Toronto. So I thought, what better thing to do than to, people are probably by their computers, and let's just inspire them with some stuff to think about. And on the other hand, when you're talking about responsibility, as in, you know, I am responsible for something that I've done, or I feel you are responsible for something that you have done, the piece around taking an energetic or a vibration of responsibility, you're suddenly in an opportunity. You are just in an opportunity. You are like, okay, I did this thing that I feel I need to take responsibility for, but what can I learn? How can I grow? You know, be teachable, be in an attitude of curiosity. And, you know, interestingly, blame and responsibility, again, like I spoke yesterday about guilt versus regret, you know, they live on the same, they live on a continuum, but on opposite sides of a continuum in terms of how they impact your psyche. And it's just a shift in perspective. It's a shift in perspective. It's coming out of shame, coming out of limited thinking, and coming into possibility, teachability, learning, growing. And I mean, I have to tell you, to me, it makes, when I observe people shifting their perspective, there is such an opportunity that they stop the anxiety often, because blame can cause people to feel tremendous anxiety. And they actually can stop a sense of depressiveness because the self-loathing, the self-esteem goes down when you're into blame and shame, those kinds of things. You can actually transform your entire psyche by deciding to go from a blame thought to a taking responsibility thought. Personal growth ongoing is so important. Yes, thank you so much, Carol. And sorry, Raisa, I should get much clearer on my schedule. You're not late here. I'm going to post it. I'll post it afterwards. But I know, I just sort of woke up and said, okay, I got to do this. Blame versus responsibility. And do engage with me if you have any insights. And I know you do. I know you do. So to me, there's this incredible shift. For example, in my office, when I'm working with someone who's feeling down on themselves, feeling badly about things, when we start to troubleshoot the emotion and not just let the emotion sit there, really troubleshoot it, you start to go from a feeling of really down, really not okay, really self-esteem descent, death spiral self-esteem, and you start to go, okay, not only am I human, not only do I give myself permission to make mistakes in life, or others, that's the beautiful thing, is we become more allowing of others to make mistakes as well. But we definitely say, okay, they're responsible for that mistake, or they're responsible for their situation in their life. There is a real new experience that goes on in a person's psyche. So allow yourself to consider that, guilt and blame live on one side of the spectrum, and regret and taking responsibility live on another side of the spectrum. But it's simply because you're shifting your perspective on that same concept and choosing to come at it from an attitude of curiosity, openness, teachability, and non-condemning, non-shaming. And I got to tell you, these are like the ingredients. These are like the ingredients that create tremendous upliftment in the brain, and you come away from your fight-flight way of thinking, and then you enter into the more prefrontal cortex where you can analyze, you can really troubleshoot something. And so don't just let that emotion sit there, the emotion of blame, judgment. Work beyond that. Hi, Mike Salmon. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Work with that and transform the perspective so that you can give yourself a fair chance to shake off some of the possibly family culture ways of looking at life. Start to look at life from a different perspective, where you're saying, I'm gonna not condemn myself. I'm not gonna condemn others. I'm going to work at a different way of perceiving stuff. So get into the vibration or into the intention of shifting your perspective from the blame game into the, what can I learn here when I'm taking personal responsibility for absolutely everything that goes on in my life. Everything. And people get daunted by that concept. I know various clients say, how can I take responsibility for everything that goes on in my life? This person's to blame or that person's to blame. Let's see what Philippe and Evelyn say. I think if you persist in life this way, not allowing self-curiosity to rise, is like butting a pyramid upside down. One day, let's see here, one day falls down, and then I don't see the rest of it. But yeah, it's exactly, you're right. If you go into that blame stuff, it's like an upside down pyramid. But yeah, that's interesting. Absolutely. So thank you for that. That took me off, but I wanted to read your messaging. When taking full responsibility for every aspect of your life and every experience that's happening, people find that very, very daunting. People find that really kind of a scary thing to think about. But I find it just so empowering. I find that it creates, no matter what a situation, I can troubleshoot it. I can work on it. That's one thing I have control over, is how I work on that thing. And being at the mercy of your emotions is what I'm asking you not to be. I am asking you to work on not being at the mercy of your emotions. I'm asking you to troubleshoot your emotions. Don't let it just sit in the blame area. Move it along to responsibility. All right, it's a short one, but I just wanted to tune in and say hi, and I'm going to be here again tomorrow, sometime in the morning. All right. If you have any questions, let me know, and let me know what you want me to talk about. Actually, I just wanted to show you guys, a lot of the work I'm taking is from my first book called Find Your Self-Culture, and you can hop on over to, The Rest Was Big Hug from Portugal. Thank you so much, Felipe and Evelyn. This is my first book, and a lot of the material I draw from in these videos is from this book. And also, my second book is about relationships, and I'll talk a lot about that too. And that's my second book, Connecting, Rewire Your Relationship Culture. Because we have a family culture, we have a relationship culture, and we have a self-culture, which we can transform. We can transform from just that very narrow-minded way of thinking to a transformative, an attitude of curiosity, and really troubleshoot those emotions so they just don't sit there. They just don't sit there. Okay? All right. Have a great day, everybody. It's a snowy, snowy day in Toronto. I hope everyone is doing well. Stay safe out there. Stay well out there. And be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And keep troubleshooting the emotions. All right. Bye for now.